humans and future AI overlords. I'm using Safari and I'm here at google.com, but we're not going to stay here long because there's some big news in the Google Bard space. There was an update today that talked about how Bard now has Gemini Pro available globally, which is fantastic. And we get the ability to generate images inside of Google Bard. So starting today, some really cool changes, which I'm really looking forward to using. So Gemini Pro's been in Bard since December for English language, but now it's expanding to 40 more languages and 230 countries. It's kind of amazing. Another thing I thought was really interesting is that there's the Large Model Systems Organization, which I honestly didn't know about, but apparently they evaluate language models and chatbots. So I'm really excited to go look at that and kind of see how they evaluate them, because that's something I've often kind of wished for, is how can we compare these models? Who are the bright scientists that know how to really assess these various capabilities and have a deeper understanding of how we should kind of rate them and look at them. Now, of course, I rate them based on my personal perspective and use cases and stuff like that. But anyway, it is very exciting to see that Bard is getting these great features. Now, one of the cool things about Bard that I like is the double check feature, where you click on the G icon and you can go evaluate and corroborate information in the chat in Google. And what's great is that now that they're expanding it to 40 more languages, that capability is available now to those other Bard environments, which is great. So now the image generation, text to image, is really exciting. We've played with Imagen in the Google Imagen product, and I believe I called it Imagen because I'm such a dork. Literally, sometimes the most obvious things just roll right over my head. It's crazy, but it was pretty cool. I mean, it felt a little rustic, for lack of a better word, but it'll be interesting to see how it's working today inside of Google Bard. So that is really cool. They talk about this synth ID, which is their watermarking that they digitally embed into the images they generate, which I think is great, because I know that in this new day of modern AIs and all the generative capabilities, it's important to know what's real, what's AI generated, very important. So anyway, the guardrails are up, Bard has been updated. Let's jump into Bard and take a look. Okay, so I'm here in Bard. I can see my Bard activity, I can see my extensions, I can look at help. I'm actually going to go to help and look at updates. So this is where you can see here, February 1st, 2024, create images with Bard. You can create captivating images for work, play, and anything in between with Bard. It's easy to use, simple to enter a few words, bring your imagination to life, starting with English prompts. Click generate more for more options and download the ones you like, which is cool. And there's a link to learn more. And sometimes you might have a picture in mind, and now you can easily bring that to life. Create totally unique images in seconds without having to learn complex software. And then it's the Bard with Gemini Pro is coming into more languages, which is wonderful. And then with this upgrade, Bard will be far more capable at things like understanding, summarizing, reasoning, brainstorming, writing, and planning, all the amazing things that AI does. And then, with Gemini Pro, there's new ways to create, interact, and collaborate with Bard, which is cool. So, and then the double check coming to the additional languages, more supported languages. So this is really exciting just to see the evolution of Bard and what's happening there. So what I'm going to do here is, so I'm in Bard, and let's take a look. I've got image creation prompts that I've used in the past. So I'm just going to put them in here and see how it works. So this is draw a futuristic cityscape with flying cars and skyscrapers. So sure, here's a futuristic cityscape with flying cars and skyscrapers. And it's thinking, oh, okay. That's very futuristic, Wow, I kind of dig that. So this is interesting. So it gave us two images, and you can like download the full size image, which is cool. You can generate more. Um, Interesting. So if I click generate more, okay. So let's see here. Look, so it's, I'm used to the majority of text to image creating like 4 images to start. So this is interesting that so it did 2. Then I just did generate more and it added. It looked like it was going to do 4, but it just. So let's see. So it's got like 2 boxes, looking like it's going to generate 2 more, but it did that before and only created 1. So interesting. So I don't know, like it's very futuristic, but the flying car thing, I don't know, are flying cars of the future invisible? I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting. Uh, it's cool. It's futuristic. It's definitely different. Well, let's move on to another prompt. So my next prompt is draw a whimsical forest with talking animals. And I've really enjoyed text to image. It didn't, like, initially when DALL-E came out, didn't blow my mind, and I don't know why it didn't blow my mind. But, so, okay, this is great. Here's a whimsical forest with talking animals. It just looks like animals hanging out in a forest. And it's funny because some of the text to images like would create more different types of images. So you'd see illustrations, watercolors, photographic. So this is cool, but I don't know. It's artistic. It's good. I mean, it's not bad. It's just a little. I don't know. It just doesn't feel like it's just not knocking my socks off. So, but still great. Don't get me wrong. Like the problem is we've had text to image for a couple of years now, and everything from using Dolly to using Midjourney, which is like amazing, to using Leonardo AI. There's so many amazing tools out there. So this one is draw a magical underwater kingdom with mermaids and colorful fish. So awkwardly drawn image there of a mermaid. I'm going to click on it just to see. Okay, there we go. So there's the image. Let's see, and there's just one image. I'll go back here. Okay, all right, that's interesting. So when I did the more, it added 2 images, and then you can navigate through them. So that's cool. I mean, they feel kind of muted, the colors. The other tools, and maybe I just need to provide prompts with more of that request, more explicit potentially. But I'm just going to keep going through these prompts I have because I want to compare the text to images in a future video, and I'd like to use the same prompts so like everyone's on the same page. Okay, this dinosaur one, and it's one of those things like when they create dinosaurs, sometimes it feels very cartoony, sometimes like extremely cartoony. So these are kind of in the same ballpark-ish. This is draw a group of dinosaurs having a picnic in a park. So it's interesting. You've got a diversity of dinosaurs, which is cool. I mean, it's pretty clever. It's pretty clever. I'm digging it. So, but what's interesting is when you move into those more fantasy-based prompts, they can get crazy. So let's see how Google Imagen handles draw a fantastical castle on a floating island in the sky. So it's like, sure, here is a fantastical castle on a floating island in the sky. Okay, it gave us 2. And this looks pretty standard. I'm gonna click generate more. And it's interesting because you still get the listen, but this looks pretty, oh, this is interesting. So this kind of, castle is typically what I've seen, it's very, oh, this is very Disney World in the sky. This is actually pretty magical right here. I like how it's integrated. It looks like some glass and color and stuff and more. animals around it. This one is really artistic and cool. I don't know. It very much looks like the castle in Disney World right now. So, but up in the sky with these unique banners floating all around it. So I don't know. I mean, it's definitely. I mean, it is definitely very beautiful. Now, this is saying, can you add a dragon to the picture? Let's see if it will reference the previous prompt of the castle and then add dragons to it. So it's saying, of course, here you go. Let's see if it makes that leap of additive text to picture. It's thinking, I'm not seeing anything. Okay, of course, here you go. I'm seeing nothing. I'm gonna click generate more. You know, it's day one. I'm not gonna be evil. And it looks like it just didn't display. Okay, then we got the two more. Okay, so let's take a look here. Yep, there's dragons, just like when you did Game of Thrones. It took forever to get to the dragons, but House of the Dragon, you saw them on day one, you know. So this is clearly, look at this. Is this not the castle from the Magic Kingdom at Disney World? With a dragon flying by it. It's cool how it's got the castle, but it's got like these cool floating banners with some of them floating off. And I don't know, another flag right over here for some odd reason. I don't know. It's creativity, James. You know, you totally just need to get on board. So my next one typically leads to a very comic booky like image. So this one is draw a superhero dog saving the day. So let's see what this comes up with. It's thinking. Sure, here's an image. Okay, yep, it's very much in line with what I've seen other text to image do. Yep, it's very similar. It's pretty cool. That's very explicitly a Superman logo in there, but that's pretty cool. I'm gonna just click, see if it generates a couple more and if they're unique. It's interesting how this dog's like got some of the super suit on his paws. I don't know. Ooh, is this like evil super dog? That's crazy. But yeah, so this is more of the comic book, and it's funny because they show like the dog like flying over, kind of, well, it's trying to save the day, so over explosions or whatever. So this is definitely. Let's see. I'm going to add a prompt to see if I can. Can you make it like a comic book? So let's see if it can update that previous prompt and make it more explicitly like a comic book. So it's thinking, and I'm going to click generate more. So the speed of it it's a little slow. I mean, it's not horrible, don't get me wrong, but let's take a look here. So, wow, that is a buff dog. I mean, that's definitely comic book, like super fit, character. This one, wow, this is interesting. It's definitely creative. Looks a little, I don't know, dystopian, This one is frightening. I've never seen them generate images that felt a little dark, which is kind of surprising. They're more like this, but usually it looks like, I don't know if the dog's leaving the cat behind, or I don't know, it looks like the cat's still in the flames, or maybe that's a super cat, with the dog. I'm not sure. But anyway, that is interesting. So I'm going to see if I can add even more information to this image. I'm going to say add some other superheroes in the background. Let's see if it can even do an additional additive prompt to the text to image and see where it goes here. It's impressive. It is impressive. Okay, cool. I'm going to click generate more just to get some more created. It's looking okay. So you can see what looks like very much superhero adjacent. And look at that, like full on superhero pose there. That's that's interesting. Is that a paw and then just a regular Superman body? I don't know. Interesting there. This one is cool. I don't know. It's running and creating, you know, going so fast. It's leaving a trail of fire. But you can see what looks like some superheroes and maybe just regular people. Um, we've got our potentially the super crypto dog getting ready to fire laser eyes. Interesting. And then this one feels very, very much like a comic book. And there's some superheroes in the background. So that's cool. It did what I asked. Now, one of the hardest things for text to image, additive text. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click, can you add some speech bubbles to the picture? So let's see how this handles adding speech bubbles. So it says, certainly, here you go. But adding text to images has always been a horrible thing. So let's click generate more, get 4 images going, and then we'll jump in there and see how it's doing. Okay, so it's got some gibberish in there that I cannot read. Gibberish, gibberish, gibberish. Interesting. I mean, I didn't tell it to put anything, and it just put a little object there with nothing in it. And I guess that's good. Usually when I ask it to add speech bubbles, it fills it with some content. Here's one where I think the look says it all. You don't need a speech bubble. And then here's another speech bubble that's blank. Maybe I should have told it to add some stuff. But what we have here is the dog, saving the day, saving the cat, superhero in the background, speech bubble. So it is, definitely, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add speech to the bubble, and I'm going to say, make the dog say, I will save you, and see if it will update that speech bubble with this text. So it says, absolutely. I like the Google AI Imagen logo. So I can't generate images of that. Try ask me to generate an image of something else. Well, that is disappointing. I'm going to ask it again because it said certainly. It said it. Okay, make the dog say I will save you. So I apologize, I can't create the image that contain text within speech bubbles due to safety and content policy restrictions. I'm still under development, learning how to navigate different requests while adhering to these guidelines. I'd be happy to generate a different image for you that still depicts the superhero dog saving the day, just without the text in the speech bubble. Perhaps you could describe the situation and other superheroes' actions, and I can create an image that conveys the same message without violating the policy. So the policy is it can't create speech bubbles. Interesting. So saying something as innocuous as make the dog say I will save you. So it's not like I'm asking it to say something, anything like really horrible, but so why don't we just shift gears, and this is my final text to image. I like this one because I'm always curious what they think future artificial intelligence would look like. So I say draw a futuristic artificial intelligence. It says sure, here's a depiction of a futuristic artificial intelligence. And it generated one image. I'm going to click it and see, yep, it's just one image. That is a very strange image. I'm going to click generate more because that is definitely not any AI. This one I've seen-ish. These feel more on the dark side. It definitely feels like there's a darker sort of, so it's, I can't generate this image, enter a new prompt to generate more images. So, all right. So this has been a very interesting experiment playing with these tools. I kind of like that. It's kind of cute, to be honest, but cute and then scary. So I don't know. It looks like something out of like like one of those alien movies. you know, maybe like out of Prometheus or something, the Geiger artwork and stuff like that. Anyway, still extremely creative images. I mean, I'm definitely impressed with its ability to create some very, you know, beautiful images. Some a little bit recognizable, some a little, you know, sort of basic, you know, some, you know, but, you know, and it's definitely an improvement over what I saw when I was initially playing with the Imagen tool. But I like how it's embedded right here inside of Bard. This makes it a lot easier to access and use. So I'm very excited about that. So let's see here. So new and better ways to create images with Imagen 2. So it's very exciting that we got to try it inside of Bard. It's also available in ImageFX. And ImageFX is part of the labs area, labs with Google. So it looks like inside here, you've got those same capabilities. Let's take a look. So, so this is part of that. You got music effects, text effects, and image effects. So let's see here. So it has some, it looks like it's got some standards here. I'm just gonna click, and let's see. I'm just gonna click this whole, I'm feeling lucky. Interesting. Ooh, I like the animated background. Optimizing your prompt. Oh, you know, this is some coolness. Okay, yes, I really like this. So you have the option to change the image. Oh, this is really, really incredible. I love this. I mean, this is very cool. Okay, I really like this so much. This is really, so what's great is that sometimes, do you ever get like, when you can do anything, you don't know where to start? You know, like you need a starting point, and this gives you that starting point. And you know, I'm feeling lucky. Google has always had that kind of historical search option, and I do love that they've done it. So in the interface here, we're kind of looking, you can switch between different tools. We have looks like this is where we can learn more about it. ImageFX is experimental technology, allows you to generate your own synthetic images. Remember to respect the rights of others and create images responsibly, especially around the creation of people. Images may display inaccurate info, including about people, so please double check your images before using. You can request the removal of images under our policies or applicable laws. ImageFX is powered by Google's Imagen 2 and uses Google's DeepMind's novel watermarking technology, SynthID, to embed a digital watermark in the outputs. We need your help to improve AI for everybody. Generated images and prompt suggestions are experimental. You can report content under our policies and or applicable laws, or give feedback by clicking the flag icon so we can improve AI responsibly together. That is very cool. So let's see here. So image set 1, if I switch over here, so interesting. So this is just kind of flipping it a little bit. So, and it looks like there's some seed. You can select an image to download, select an image to share, start over. I'm very excited about this, and I definitely want to actually download these, because when I have, you know, like one of the things that is kind of crazy sometimes is that when you create stuff in some of these AI tools, sometimes it doesn't keep a history of it. So you lose that. And this is the very first time I've used this tool. So I kind of like to have a record of that initial, you know, kind of experience. So, and I'm not sure, because I've never used it before, is it going to save the content? So it looks like, I mean, this is kind of amazing. How you can add more to the prompt. So let's see here, if I want to switch this to painting of a abstract, and I want to do a mountain landscape, realistic. Look at that. You can add all these keywords to it, dream aesthetic. So that really kind of goes against it. So I'm gonna get rid of that because I mean, like it seems like kind of obvious here that you could easily add. In fact, what I really want to do is I want the dream aesthetic, but I think I want to get rid of realistic because I want to live in the dream world. So let's get that out of here. I'm just using my keyboard. But this looks cool. I'm just gonna click generate here. I mean, but this is really magical. I really love this. How it suggests options and then it lets you, oh yeah. Yep. So yeah, this is definitely kind of what I was hoping to kind of see here. Painting an abstract mountain landscape dream aesthetic. So, I can click here and download these images. They're just really cool. I mean, you could create some sweet backgrounds, wallpapers for your mobile phones and your computers and stuff like that, your desktops. I really dig this. I'm gonna click start over. So it's like abstract watercolor art of unity consciousness. Let's see here. We'll look at this blue and orange. I'm going to do minimal, abstract, high contrast. I'm just picking words. Sci-fi, generate. Yeah, this is just clicking. It's like stream of consciousness, but clicking with my hand, just like click things that look interesting. Okay, Okay, so this is really kind of amazing. I mean, I just think it's amazing. I mean, just a couple clicks and you've generated images that never existed before. This is magical. I'm truly blown away. So it's got image set 3. So it looks like it's image set 2, image set 1. This looks really fantastic. So anyway, so we played with Bard. We're using Imagen in Bard. We played with ImageFX using Imagen 2 in this. Amazing, like different experience, totally amazing. And then there was this, so it looks like Chatbot Arena leaderboard. So this is that comparison about chatbots that I've never seen this before, but this is really cool. So this is where they are ranking LLMs, and it looks like they've gotten votes from people. Interesting. So this is interesting. So GPT-4 Turbo looks like it's #1. Bard Gemini Pro is #2. That's cool. You got GPT-4. So it's showing like how OpenAI, OpenAI, of course, OpenAI is going off of Anthropic with Claude is 6. That's interesting. Got Google down here with Gemini Pro, Dev API. So this is interesting. You got Microsoft down here with the Llama 2. This is very interesting. I didn't know about this. So I dig this. Okay, so that's Arena Elo, full leaderboard. I'm definitely going to check this out. So I've really been curious about how you can rank different chatbots. And this is interesting because it's really focused on the model, not the chatbot itself. But this is kind of getting into that area that I was really curious about. So anyway, this is really incredibly exciting to see the new functionality for text to image available in some very cool ways with Bard and some really fun ways with ImageFX. So please hit bard.google.com. It is awesome. It is my favorite chatbot as of this moment. I mean, 13 months ago, of course, it was OpenAI ChatGPT because that was the only one out there. And while I enjoy Microsoft Bing Chat, I have a history with that AI chatbot. That is not a pretty history. It's useful. I still use it, but number one, is Google Bard. Number two is OpenAI ChatGPT, and number three is Microsoft Copilot / formerly known as Bing Chat. But anyway, thank you for joining me today. This is super awesome. Text to image is something that, when DALL-E came out, I was not blown away, and why I still to this day wonder, dude, what were you not paying attention to? And it's when I talk to people that aren't like so stoked about AI and chatbots and stuff like that, I'm like, man, okay, I was that person with DALL-E, with text to image. I was like, oh, that doesn't apply to me. I'm not creative. But no, absolutely. All these tools apply to all of us. It's just, how is that light bulb going to come on for you? And to be honest with you, you have to just try it. So just get out there and play with it personally, experiment, use it in different contexts of your life, but just get out there and start using it, because the more you use it, the more you realize how capable it is, and the neurons will fire, and you'll have this new co-pilot partner helping you in different ways just to make your life easier. Hopefully your company is embracing AI and you'll be using it at work as well. So learning it personally so you're ready for it in the workplace is really important. But anyway, thank you for joining me today. Take care and see you in the next video.